Hello, I'm Nolan Barton. I'm here with the story of our past, the American invasion of Iraq. It all started during 1991 when the U.S. led a coalition to end the first Gulf War, which ended up in the eradication of a lot of Iraqi troops, which heightened tensions between the countries. When the September 11th attacks came, we believed that Iraq had direct correlation with the Al Qaeda. We believed that they were funding them, helping them, and housing them. We had immediately asked the UN for permission to invade. Once the UN denied us that, they sent an inspector instead to check and make sure that they weren't helping Al Qaeda without involving our military. We also warned them that we believed that Iran was concealing weapons of mass destruction from the world, which we even told them where we thought they should look for them. The UN inspectors looked, could not find any. So then after that, asked to invade again the UN. We asked the UN if we could invade again. Once they denied us again, even though our Congress had already approved an invasion. So President Bush immediately took it into his own hands to declare war, claiming he was part of a coalition of the willing to end tyranny. Once we did, we used close air support helicopters and cruise missiles to try and kill Saddam Hussein and his two sons. Only a mere couple hours later, we launched ground troops to invade, which we successfully invaded within a couple days. For many years afterwards, there was inter-ethnic groups between the same ethnic group that Al Qaeda was part of, and the people they call Kurds, which is a different ethnicity of Arab. They were fighting, and eventually, on March 3rd, 2003, almost 3 years later after the invasion had begun, there was finally a cease of all major fighting in Iraq, which pretty much ended the invasion and began the occupation.
Hello, this is Dylan Fairchild, and I'm here to talk about the 9/11 terrorist attack. On the morning of September 11th, a tragedy struck the United States, causing a ridiculous 2,996 deaths, including the passengers and terrorists, with early tolls estimating around 6,000 casualties. Thousands more suffered injury and mental issues. On Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, 19 members of a terrorist group named Al Qaeda hijacked 4 different planes departing from Boston, Newark, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C. Then the terrorists took control of the planes. At 8:46 a.m., the first plane flew directly into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, turning the building into a blaze. 17 minutes later, the second plane flew into the south, causing similar damage. At 9:43 a.m., the third plane crashed into the Pentagon, destroying one wing of the government military headquarters. The fourth plane appeared to be heading to Washington, D.C., but at 10:10, passengers have heard about the news and the plane's previous. Knowing that the plane was being hijacked, the passengers rushed the terrorists and brought down the plane in western Pennsylvania, saving many lives of American citizens. These attacks have many effects on today's world, with security being upgraded and very thorough. And these attacks also triggered U.S. involvement in Afghanistan. Thank you.
Good evening. This is Ryan Swarthout, and today's topic takes us back to the year 2008. On a crisp, calm New York fall morning, the stock market crashed, and it became a true crisis for all Americans. This crash was almost bigger than the one 80 years ago, which caused a major crisis for all Americans. But matter of fact, the 2008 stock market crash might have been worse than the one in 1929. The 2008 stock market crash, also known as the global financial crisis, was a major economic downturn that happened in the United States, which soon led to around the world. It began in September 2008 and lasted till late 2009, causing significant drop in stock prices, home values, and overall economic activity. The crisis was caused by a combination of factors, one being including risky lending practices by banks, a house bubble that overall corrupted, and the failure of major financial institutions. Many homeowners were unable to pay their mortgages, which led to a lot of foreclosures and overall house prices decreasing. This decline in the stock market had a ripple effect through the entire economy throughout the world. Banks and other financial institutions suffered huge losses, and the stock market crashed, wiped out trillions of dollars of wealth. Businesses struggled to stay afloat, and many people lost their jobs and saw their retirement savings evaporate. To prevent a complete economic collapse, the government took several steps to stabilize the economy, including the Troubled Asset Relief Program, or TARP, and the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, the ARRA. These measures helped stabilize the economy and help prevent another depression, but the effects of the crisis were felt for many more years to come. To conclude, the 2008 stock market crash affected millions of Americans all across the world. Millions were left without jobs, and many were left without a home. If this were to happen in America today, I'm not quite sure if we would be able to rebound quick enough from saving our country. Thank you.